My left hand wrote a number I did not know. I watched it happen. My fingers traced a shape in the precursor numeral system against the spiral beneath me, precise and steady, and I had not told them to move. 4109. A world the feral thing had crossed 4 millennia ago, recorded through my hand like dictation from a dead room. The tether was no longer a rope, it was a pen, and I was the page. Vance. Holt, beside me, her glyphed hand still pressed to the spiral. I know. It is not me. The shape in the east face pressed closer. Still not through. Still that folded density in the white light, colossal and patient, hovering at the threshold the way a stray animal hovers at a door it has found but does not trust. The signal had doubled when I read its map. Now my hands were part of the circuit, and the precursor numerals on my forearms were dimming like torches in fog. Bellow at her scanner. The overwrite is accelerating. The feral thing's script is replacing his precursor numerals at a rate I cannot slow from out here. At this rate he loses navigation capacity in under an hour. Pull him away. Rees, still between me and the door, still holding the sidearm that did not matter. I tried. I had not told them that part. In the seconds after the signal doubled, I had lifted my palms and the tether had pulled them back, gently, firmly, the way the Foundation had guided me during the reconstruction, not force. Insistence. The feral thing needed a surface, and the contract in my chest said I had agreed to be legible. The tether would not release until the record was delivered. Holt read her arm. New text was forming, the Foundation responding to the crisis in its careful, architectural way. The Foundation says the cartographer's record must be received before contact can complete. The data transfer is the first stage. A protocol designed millennia ago: receive the map, then meet the mapmaker. And if receiving the map erases his ability to navigate, Rees. Holt did not answer, which was the answer. The Foundation had planned an introduction, a meeting between its creation and whatever species next found the origin door. And the protocol required the cartographer's full data to be downloaded into the translator first, whether the translator survived the download or not. I was not a person to the protocol. I was a receiving dish, and the dish does not get to choose when the broadcast stops. The numbers kept coming. My hands traced coordinates across the spiral, one after another, each one a world the feral thing had walked. Some were fast, a single numeral, an empty earth noted and passed. Others took longer. My fingers slowed, repeated a coordinate, circled it, returned to it again and again as though the cartographer had lingered there, had found something worth recording. It is not random, I said. My voice sounded thin, the signal taking up space inside me, leaving less room for the parts that were mine. Some coordinates it crossed quickly, others it stayed at. Map them in detail. There are worlds on the grid that are not empty. Bellow, not empty how? I cannot tell yet. The data is structured. Coordinate, duration, density of record. Some entries are a single numeral, some are hundreds. Whatever it found at those coordinates, it spent time documenting. A survey, Bellow said. It was not just counting steps, it was surveying the grid. For the Foundation. Holt reading the text climbing her neck. The Foundation sent it to map the territory, to catalogue what lives out there, to bring the data home. And home is here. The shape in the east face tilted, the way a head tilts when it hears something familiar. Through the tether I felt its attention divide, half still pressing against me, writing, transmitting, half turning toward Holt, the older signatory, the woman who carried the Foundation's first word. Then something new. The raw scratched marks on my forearm rearranged. Not a coordinate this time, not a number. A shape I recognized from the spiral text beneath me, the precursor glyph for door, but written wrong, the proportions off. The angles soft where they should be sharp, the same word in a different hand. The way a child writes something it learned by listening, not by reading. It is trying to write in the precursor script, I said. It is learning. From my skin, from the numerals it is overwriting. It is reading me the way I read the spiral. Holt stood slowly. The Foundation said receive the map, then meet the mapmaker. She looked at my arms, at the feral glyph nestled between the fading silver. It is not only delivering data, it is learning your language while it writes. When the transfer completes, it will not need a translator. It will come through speaking, I said. The glyph on my forearm corrected itself. The angles sharpened. The proportions tightened. In the space of a breath, the feral thing had watched my reaction to its first attempt, read the way my mind passed the error, and fixed it. It was not learning at the pace of a child. It was learning at the pace of something that had spent millennia developing a mind with nothing to use it on. My hands lifted from the spiral, the tether released. I flexed my fingers, looked at my forearms. The precursor numerals were still there, faint like pencil marks beneath fresh ink, and threaded through them, dense and intricate. The feral thing's complete cartographic record, thousands of coordinates. Some noted once, some circled dozens of times, a map of the grid more complete than anything the precursors had left us. The transfer was finished, the east face went silver, and the shape in the light stepped through.